Vegas is where creativity thrives. In a city that has so much talent, how do you stand out? How do you make noise in a place that never sleeps? Welcome to Vegas Unmuted. I'm Shaquila Cahoon, your host and author of the upcoming book, The Root on the Rise, Winning from the Ground Up. This podcast is all about the stories, the successes, and the struggles of what makes Vegas more than just bright lights. So let's turn you up. Today's guest embodies creativity. She's stylish, has fashion, and has a vision. She is more than just a fashion stylist. She's a R&B artist that's making waves out here in Vegas. Megan, I'm so excited to have you here on Vegas Unmuted. I just want to learn all about your journey, what brought you here, and how did you get here. So we're going to jump right into it. Just tell us about what's happening.
So hey guys, I'm Megan, Megan J. I'm born and raised here in Vegas, and I just always have a passion for like creativity and like the creative arts. It all started in my elementary school. Some of y'all may know it's Gilbert. It was Gilbert Magnet School when I went there. But it was like a creative arts school, and I just enjoyed it so much. So there I was able to tap into a whole bunch of art, a whole bunch of music, theater, and, dance, the whole nine. And I just fell in love with it ever since. The fashion aspect comes in through my grandmother. She used to sew gowns and just always like be stylish. My mom has always been stylish and very sophisticated and classy. So those are things that I feel like are just passed down. So yeah, that kind of got me to where I am today, is where I do my music, and I'm a stylist, a fashion stylist. And yeah.
Okay. I love that. So you have a little bit of just the history side where it was just in you with grandma sewing. So now, it's a part of you. Like you just started doing fashion because of that. And then also, I know when we talked about passion, right? That's one of the reasons why you do what you do. Well, how would you define passion?
Passion is something that burns inside of you, and it's not like on you. It's not adapted through, it's like a fire that's lit inside of you. That's all I can like describe it as, even if it's something that you've been around. Like I said, when I started to be around more music and more art, creative activities when I was younger, being in music and learning all the instruments and just hearing the sounds and stuff, it kind of sparked something inside of me that just has never left. So wow. I think that's like what passion is.
I love that. And a lot of people, I think, they not prefer, but we're in a society where it's like profit, right? And that's one of the things I know, like profit. It's like, but when you have that creativity, and now obviously we're in 2025.
Right.
Passion trumps profit, would you say?
Yeah, I think so. I think where we are now in life and society-wise, it's looked as backwards, like profit trumps passion.
Yeah.
And I feel like as long as you have the drive, as long as you have the passion, you're willing to always learn, and you can never stop learning in that aspect. And with knowledge comes power, and then it comes like money. People will be like, oh, I'm gonna chase the bag. Like I will never chase a bag. Girl. Because what people don't understand is like, when you're passionate about something and it's something you are supposed to be doing, and you've like put your blood, sweat, and tears into that, the money is going to come because you are the bag.
Amen.
You are the package. So to be chasing something that's not chasing you is crazy. So
that's a bar.
Chasing
something that's not chasing you. I hope y'all got that, because that is a fact. And I've seen it before. Like, you make money, and I've seen people just burnt out just the money.
Yeah,
No
trying
real
to chase a bag.
Exactly, because I do feel like passion and purpose is in alignment.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Like,
I think so.
because your passion ultimately leads to purpose, because it's like why you do what you do and you inspire people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think there's a bigger reason why people should strive to chase their passion, or not even chase it, but be in alignment with it, and then purpose comes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like that's where the saying comes, like, to be purpose driven and not to be money hungry. Like, because you're going to use that bag you done been chasing. You done got them bags under your eyes. You got to use that bag to go get your face fixed.
Right.
Like, what?
No, seriously, because you be burnt out all that money and you
like,
still feel
so
purposeless.
crazy. No, literally, like, I don't get it, me personally. Like, I'd rather chase my passion, get what I get in when it's my time, versus trying to chase a bag for years and years and lose sight of the vision. Like, that's insane.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it takes time. I think that's the part where people are not willing.
Right.
To just, because we're in a society where everybody is almost competing. It's like, I want success. And it's like,
and they want fast money.
And it don't last.
Look, how you get it is how you lose it. That's how I say. Like, anything worth having it takes time. Anything worth having takes time.
Yeah.
If it don't take that much time to get it, you probably not gonna have it for that long.
Exactly. And it's worth it, in my opinion. It's like, for me, like, we all have a story, right?
Right.
And so I just think it's worth it to stay in the game with the passion that leads to your purpose.
I agree.
So for me, I love that you mentioned that, because that's one of the things that we chit-chatted about as far as like passion and things like that. So now you are, and I know when we met, you were in Cali. Like, you stayed in Cali for a little while, right?
Yeah, I lived in Cali for actually, I went to school in Cali for like 4.5 years in the Bay, and then I had moved to LA for like about 2 years in LA. And it's very different. Like, being born and raised here and then going there, you think Vegas is fast paced until you step into somewhere that's more fast paced.
Right.
So coming back here, it is kind of like easy. Things are dragging a little bit, and I think the best thing about LA is everything is so, it's a good thing and a bad thing. Everything is so in your face. Like, you can touch everything. Anybody can touch anything. And I think that's the bad part about it, but it's also the good part about it, because you have no excuse not to be getting nothing done.
Right. Absolutely. Do you think Vegas is getting to some of that? Like, I tell people that I think Vegas is becoming LA 2.0.
It is becoming a mini LA. Not going to lie, but the difference between Vegas and LA, I believe it's like more, it's taking too long. It's taking too long. And granted, like we just talked about longevity, which is fine, but people are going to like be in and out in the process. But I do think it is becoming a mini LA.
Yeah.
They need to get the construction under control.
Right.
What?
Like, we were just talking about the traffic is crazy.
No, for real. Vegas is the only place I know that take 30 years to fix the street,
like,
to fix the road. Like, I'm looking at them like, what? Do y'all not have funding? Where is our tax money going?
Not the funding, but yeah, like,
no,
seriously.
where is my money going?
It does.
To them hotels? Y'all building more.
More and more hotels. Like,
they can't
fix
get the
roads
roads right. Like,
no,
what?
honestly, when we first moved here, I was like, Vegas roads need help.
Yes.
Because, like, we can even see the line. I'm like, what lane am I in?
Y'all don't have nobody to paint these streets? It's so crazy.
Seriously. But yeah, I love that we tapped on that a little bit, because that's one of the things that I've noticed. So much change is happening in Vegas, right? And you have that experience with LA. You have the experience, obviously, living in LA, with still going after your passion, right? And now you're here in Vegas. What would you say? I mean, I know we touched on, okay, the difference being that Vegas is a little bit slower.
Yeah.
Do you think that's due to the fact that we're just now kind of developing, like getting the sports teams, you know, all this stuff that's now coming in to Vegas? Do you think that it's going to eventually be fast-paced like LA?
Yeah, it for sure is. It's going to be a hub here. It's going to be, like, crazy, especially, like, coming in from LA. and then people are going to start moving here. It's going to be a whole thing. Like,
Girl.
it's going to be a thing, and I just be breathing because, first of all, it be traffic when nothing be going on anyway.
Right.
So now when the people is going to be here, especially them drivers that cannot drive in LA, coming here, it's about to be a mess.
I know.
But
Like, it's crazy.
It's a lot of good opportunity coming here, I do think.
Yeah.
And then it's going to expand the creative field as well as just like regular corporate businesses, I believe, as well. So it's a win-win, I think so.
I can definitely see that, the shift happening. And it might take some time, obviously, to catch up. LA has always been known for that, right? But I do see where it's about to boom. Right. And speaking of people moving here, like I'm a real estate agent, as you know. So one of the things that I look at is like the stats. And I'm telling you, at one point I checked, it was like 150 people a day. And this was a while back. So I can't imagine now with the fire happening. It's just a lot of people moving here.
It's about to get crazy. It's about to get expensive.
For sure. And then, of course, we have the train thing going.
Man, it's a whole bunch of stuff going on. So we'll see when they get it done.
Yeah. Eventually, I think, once it gets done, we'll see more of that play out. But that leads me to now where you are currently. Like, I know we talked about the passion. We talk about the purpose behind the passion too. Right. So it's kind of like, all right, being in Vegas, what do you think it takes? Like, that was my opening line. It's like, what does it take to stand out? Like, the city is talented, it's creative, right? So what do you think is the secret sauce to stand out, to stand out from the crowd? You know what I mean? Like, what's that secret sauce?
I think, so being born and raised in Vegas, this is like a touchy because people being born and raised in Vegas understand there's so many creatives here, and it's just unfortunate. We appreciate the people that are coming here from the other states like New York and like on the East, mainly on the East Coast, and coming from LA, and they're the ones developing the creative scene because, that's their environment. I think more of a sense it's hard to to be seen when it comes to creativity here in Vegas, just because we don't have a creative culture. Like, that's not our thing here. Our thing is get money. We get money here, and we like get money, strippers. Like, it's the fast life in that sense. And then it's like the hotel industry. Yeah. It's like more corporate. So when it comes to like creativity, it's like we don't have, in my opinion, we don't have our own culture creatively. Yeah. To where that we can speak up on things that are happening in our city or through our creativity, because I don't think it would be paid attention to. Yeah. So going to the question of how to stand out, I really just think it's being in those odd spaces that creatives wouldn't be in. Wow. I think that's the case, because that's the only way you're going to get seen. They don't see you we see each other when we are in those spaces, but what good is it seeing each other if we're trying to expand it? We know who's in there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need to be looking at you. You don't need to be looking at me. We both need to be out in the hotels or trying to figure out how we can get in some of these local events, trying to figure out where are the important events to Vegas. Yeah. And need to be in those spaces to implement our creativity, I feel.
Wow, that's kind of deep. Yeah. Because truthfully, when I first moved here too, I was like, I don't really feel the culture. And this was even outside of the creative space. Like, this wasn't even the creative space. This was just, where's the culture?
Yeah, like what I find myself asking that too, because living in LA's culture is big. Like, having friends, like my family is from the South, my family's from New Orleans. Going there and like, it's so funny because when I travel other places, it's like, it kind of is like, I don't want to say identity crisis because it's not identity crisis, but it's just like, what is our culture?
Yeah.
Is our culture like based off of basic West Coast LA culture? Because I feel like we steal a lot from them. But like, what is Vegas culture that we could be like, oh no, that originated in Vegas.
Right.
Oh no, that
exactly.
like, oh, you do that? Oh, I know you from Vegas. Only another Vegas person could sit here and say, oh, you from Vegas, huh?
Yeah.
That's like nobody else would ever know. Because when I would tell people, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm from Vegas. They're like, born and raised? I'm like, yeah. They're like, what? I ain't never met nobody born and raised from Vegas.
Right.
And I'm like, you probably have. You probably just ain't even know.
Yeah. Crazy enough that you said that, because a lot of people that I've been meeting, they're not from Vegas.
Yeah, they're transplants. Yeah. They're transplants.
She said transplants.
They
like,
are.
Oh my God, that's a new one. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. But I think you're absolutely right. I think the culture was missing from the jump. And for me, it's just in general. But then you're adding that creative side to it. You're like, where's the creative culture?
Yeah.
Like, besides us meeting up in the places and spaces, where's the culture that I can know that's a Vegas thing? Because you can know that's an LA thing.
Yeah.
Like, automatically.
Yeah, you be like, oh, you from LA. Like,
Yeah.
by the way you talk, by the way,
Right.
like, by the way you dress, by the way this and that.
There's
like,
not
you
much
just
of that.
move. And there's not much of that here. It's kind of like, oh, we going to camouflage to whatever is around us. And I kind of don't really like that. And, you know, maybe I might be wrong because my people not from Vegas.
Yeah.
Like, me and my brother and my sister are like first generation Vegas. So maybe it's something I don't know about. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Girl,
like,
I don't think you're wrong, because I'm trying to find it too. And I mean, I'm not from here, but it's just a lot of people, like you said, coming in, and then we're
Right.
all looking for the same thing.
Yeah.
One of the things,
Especially, sorry to cut you off.
no,
but
you're good,
Especially being black.
girl. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about
Especially
it.
being black in Vegas. And it's like,
Being black in Vegas. Let's talk about it.
being black in Vegas, baby.
That's a different level right
Jesus.
there.
Being black in Vegas is just, it's just so funny. It's just so funny. And it is the definition of, I feel, and I could be wrong, competition. Because it's just like we all trying, instead of helping one another, everybody always trying to cut a check. Everybody always trying to, like, can't take constructive criticism. Everybody don't want to, like, be in the spaces to gain the professionalism, to know how to maneuver.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Vegas is very, like, I personally think the black community in Vegas is very judgmental.
Girl.
And is not very open to other people's ways of life and styles of life, and accepting that is you should be appreciative that you even come in contact with other people that have different walks and different ways of life, and use that for your own everyday life. I feel like every contact you have with somebody is an experience, and it shouldn't be joked about. It shouldn't be, you know,
Right.
if you learn something from them or if you learn something about yourself,
Right.
you know, because not everybody is meant to have a conversation with you, but if you do, and some people be trying to push them buttons, like, but you always find out about yourself, hey, I need to conduct myself in this type of manner, or you can also figure out, hey, that's not the type of people I want to be around. Enjoy their point of view in the moment that it was. But, you know, it's just not my cup of tea. No shade. No tea, no shade. No tea, no shade. But it's just
I'm
not
with
my
that.
business.
Yeah. No, I kind of get exactly where you're coming from, because, okay, when I was moving here, I was like, let me just scope out the scene online.
Right.
So automatically, I know there wasn't a lot of us.
Right.
But then you come here and you kind of see, like, there's a lot of us, but not really. When you
Yeah.
really look at the broader scope, it's not a lot of us. And then the ones that are, it's like, you're right. But we've always kind of have that stigma, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Like
Competition stigma, especially women. For
Yeah.
some reason, black women, I don't know what it is, girl. It's not all of us.
Yeah.
But that's just the ickiness
Yeah.
behind it.
I
It's
don't,
like,
yeah, I think it's, and this is more spiritual, but I just think it's like, it's a bad spirit, like, that just live. It's that hateful and, like, it's that hateful spirit that just live inside people, like, that everything is a competition, like, like how both of us can't be pretty in one room. Like,
Girl.
And that's where they be like, oh, they got a whole bunch of baddies in the room. Like, that's how things should flow. It shouldn't be, dang, why I can't speak to her? Or, like, why she give off like she ain't trying to, you know, we all cute, we all cool. It's not no competition.
Right.
Like,
I think that's definitely true.
yeah.
But for me, I can't say I really, maybe because I've only been here almost 2.5 years, 3 years, right? So for me, it's like I can't really put it down to just a Vegas thing. But what I can say is that in general, we've always kind of had that. And I'm wondering, is it that we created that because of how much we stigmatize ourselves with it? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Because it's like other cultures, and they always say it about Black people, like a crab in a barrel. Nobody's trying to bring you up. Everybody's trying to pull you down. Like I have meant, not to put nobody out there, but I've had people tell me like, stay away from Black people, like in doing business.
Yeah, no,
literally.
Literally, I've formed my own opinion on that because that, I don't want to say that's low-key the case, but in my experience, when I've come up against like people like in authority, and they're Black, it's like they want to try to dictate you, or like they want to try to like, instead of help you grow, they trying to keep you where you at. They like, oh, I've worked so hard to get up here. I don't want you to come and take my place. Or why do you think you know more than me? It give like still competition when ain't you higher than me? Like, I'm confused.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to where you at. Like, I'm trying to learn. And it's just like, they always, in my experience, a lot of, and I think it just go all the way back to slavery. Like, we was not molded to be leaders. We wasn't molded. They broke us down. So when we get in that leadership, it kind of is just, yeah, like it kind of, we don't really know how to conduct. We be surprised we low-key got there. Like, we be happy we got there. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, the good work paid off. But then when we get there, it's like a whole nother thing, because it's just like, all right, like, I don't want them to think they could play in my face. I don't want them to think like I'm not stern. I don't want, it's a whole bunch of things that come with that, and emotions. And I feel like that's the part we haven't quite grasped yet. How to like, we've been taught how to suppress our emotions, but I think visually, and like when it comes to like looking eye to eye with somebody, but when it comes to a bigger project, like, things are going to be revealed. Right. Regardless. You'll see. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think
that's deep. I love deep stuff, because when you go back, you really think that, or see that everything starts at a root. And a lot of times we don't focus on the root. We're over here like trying to just pick off the branches, but it's like the root cause of things. Yeah. And that really has a lot to do with it. Like how is our expectation? And when we get there, how did we get there? Yeah. Did we? Because a lot of times it's like some people get to the top grimy. Yeah. It's like, so then they're afraid of the griminess coming back at them too. It's like, how did I really get here?
Because and people that have to get to the top grimy, you wasn't supposed to be there, I feel.
Yep. No, 100%.
You were never supposed to be there, because if you were supposed to be there, it would have been, like, I could use this because I've been talking about this ever since Sunday. Kendrick's performance was phenomenal, and anybody has anything else to say can really just go hide under a rock, because we don't care what you have to say at this point. Like, it's like he's always said. I was just listening to his first album that he dropped, and he been saying it since day one. But when the timing is right, God's timing is always right. So when the timing is right, and you're fully shifted and molded to be at the top, now he's at the top. He was supposed to be at the top, but it wasn't his time. Right. It's not what you do, it's how you do it.
And he waited.
And he waited, and he trusted that he trusted in the message and the gift that God gave him to put him at the top. And it took since 2012 to 2025. Wow. 2012. And granted, he was out before that, but 2012 to 2025. saying the same message in different ways, but the time is now to hear it because of how everything is laid out in the world.
That's why God is that orchestrator, man. I keep saying it.
People, if you don't know him, you better get to know him. Like, look,
amen. Did y'all hear that?
If you don't know him, you better get to know him.
Yeah, 100%. I love how he uses things too, because God will use I just love our segue. We just be segueing into the next thing, right? But I just love how we're on it now, because I was already going to bring him up, and I already know where you stand with that. So for me, it's even bringing up that performance and how the time went, right? Isn't it interesting too how in a moment that it seems like, okay, what's this beef? Because technically that beef gave him an opportunity.
It gave him the platform. It just gave him the thing.
I just got chills.
Everything that he been saying, he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna lay it out now, because now all eyes are on me.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I'm gonna come back at him with a 1-2, but as me coming back at him with a 1-2, let me talk about some real stuff for real, actually, though, since they already looking at me, the eyes are already on me, so maybe they gonna hear what I say this time.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe, and I feel like it's just all about timing. Like, when it presents itself, literally, this girl said, when opportunity meets preparation, you better pick up the phone.
Amen.
You better pick up the phone, because you don't know when the next time it's going to rain.
Might not be no more.
It might not be no more.
Yeah. You got to catch it.
She was saying, it was at this fashion show I went to this past weekend. Shout out to Amira.
Hey, Amira, shout out to you.
She's doing a really good thing. Like, she's really conducting all these things, getting all these creatives together.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, doing the digging, and like, I really appreciate that.
Similar to what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. Like, she's not from here, but she's bringing it here, and she's getting all the people that are here from here involved, and I love that. Mm-hmm. But she had a really, really good host, and she was just basically saying, like, when opportunity meets preparation, and whoever is in that mix, and when you got to pick up that phone, and they can't be on the 3-way with you, or they can't rock with you, you just got to let them go. Like, Amen. And that's really just the case, I feel like, with everything in life when it comes to things that you want and your passions and your purpose and stuff. All the stuff we just was talking about. So
100%. Yeah. Good. He's going. It's like, we gonna do our part. He gonna take care of the results.
Right.
He gonna take care of everything else. Like, we just gotta prepare.
Right.
The opportunity will come.
No, literally.
And that's why for me, it's like, I do believe in the power of one. It takes one. Yeah. But are you prepared for that one?
For the one, right?
You know what I mean?
Right. And look, stay ready, ain't gotta get it ready. That's what I always be saying. Cause like,
love it.
What?
Exactly. Nah, for real. Like, so, to tie up the whole Kendrick thing, and how I love that you mentioned the time frame, because a lot of people aren't willing to even wait their time. And that goes back to passion, because if you want it bad enough, it's not that fire's not leaving you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I definitely think it's more of a sense of, you can tell through his music, if you listen to him often, I was just listening to it, and the way that he would deliver it in 2012 is not the way he delivered it in 2025. It's the same message. It's literally the same message, different ways, more severe timing now, but you could tell that he sat down, he let God work within him, and God used him, and God gave him the proper way to do things. Mm-hmm. Because I seen him in, like, these last 2 albums that he dropped from last year to this year, like Mr. Morale, and then like GNX right now.
Right.
I was like, who is this? Like, he came out looking fresh, clean, clear skin, hair calm. Like, he just looked at peace.
Yeah.
And you could tell God dealt with him. You could tell that he moved him around, he shifted him around. And now when he does things, he's always said since day one, the revolution will be televised.
Wow.
Now, did he know when it would be televised? Mm-mm. But he had in his spirit that the revolution will be televised. And on Sunday at the Super Bowl, it was televised.
You gotta stay in it long enough.
Yeah, it's for things to come to pass, because it's already written. He wrote it before you even knew anybody knew you was gonna exist.
Right.
So
that's what people don't know and they don't get. And that's the purpose passion thing that we talked about, because once it's there and you figure out what that looks like for you, and you have that burning sensation and you know you can't let this go. It's like, I can never not be an entrepreneur. Like, I can never not go after this thing. You can never not say you're not going to go in the studio.
And it's like, there was a point in time when I was in LA, I didn't go to the studio, I think, until like the second week before I was about to leave LA. And I was like, I'm itching to make music. And in them 2 years, I wrote so many songs, like, just about my experience and what was going on. But I was just like, I don't want to, like, I'm going to just write them. Like, I don't want to go to the studio and record them. Like, I was just like, I'm going to just keep them here. And then I just started getting, like, an itch. And it's just like creators know, like, it's that time. Like you can have something for years, but it's about timing. Like, it's about timing. Like, you're going to get an itch and you're going to be like, I got to drop it. I got to drop some music. I got to do this. I got to do it. It's a whole time period where it's just like things are clicking. Things are happening in your head. Words are coming out. Like,
right.
Your, like, creative juices are just, like, flowing. They're flowing.
Time.
Yeah. But I don't know. Do you get like that? Like, when it comes to, like, real estate in your craft, and, like, when it comes, because when it's time for a breakthrough.
Absolutely. Like, you'll feel it. I think, for sure. It's like, that's why I love when you said for years. Sometimes you get something and you'll put it away. Like, I feel like a lot of people, what they do is they put it away for good, or they just erase it. Yeah. It's like, for me, in anything, whether it's an entrepreneur idea, a business, whatever, I don't put it away for good. Right. I put it away because I know the time. I just know the time. Like, God gave me so much. It's like, all right, God, you gave me this name. This is powerful. The concept is powerful. Right. It's not the time. I'm not, I see it, but I know I'm not in there yet. Right. But I ain't gonna just forget about it. I can't
forget about you.
Like, the vision is still there.
Yeah.
It's just time. And I just love that. I love that you mentioned that, because I think a lot of people miss that part. Hello. Yeah. You gotta put the time in, give it time, but keep going.
Yeah. Because when timing meets preparation, it just goes like that. And if you stand 10 toes on what you want, like, it has to come to pass. Yeah. Like, because my godmom will always, she's like my pastor, but I consider her my godmom. But she told me, she was like, I just love that you know what you want. Because when you have such a clear idea of what you want, it's not too far out of God's purpose for you.
Yes.
When you have a clear understanding of what you want and how you see yourself and how you see your life, that means the vision is there. It's there. Now, he just got to move you in certain type of ways for you to get there.
Yeah. And so, I love that.
Yeah.
Because you don't understand, too, that while he's moving you in those places, it will look crazy sometimes.
Girl, it looks so uncomfortable.
It looked like it don't make no sense. You're like, wait a minute, God, I'm an artist, remember? Why you have me out here doing this? Or, like, I remember me saying, like, God, I'm a real estate agent, remember? Why am I going about it this way? Why do you want me to share my story?
Man.
You know what I mean? But when he's moving you, because he's the orchestrator, I'm telling you, the preparation, it has to come with obedience too. Yeah. Like, the obedience have to be there. You know what I mean?
And he's just sharpening them.
Yep.
Like, he's just sharpening you. Honestly, like, I like a little background, like, of how I ended back here in Vegas. I was doing assistant celebrity styling. I got laid off. And so I was trying to get back on my feet for like a year and a half, and it was just like so hard. Like, I was working 2 jobs. I was still freelancing, still chasing my passion, but I still had to work regular jobs on the side, working 2 jobs. And I would just be like, I don't want to go to work. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And my boyfriend was like, wasn't you just crying about not having no job?
Ooh.
I said,
I know that's not what you wanted
no,
to
hear. No, for real. I said, boy, like, what you talking about? He's like, was you crying? He said that's why he keep taking stuff away from you. Because you don't appreciate what you have when you have it. And that's been stuck with me since like forever, because it's just like he'll take you out to actually really see if that's what you really want to do, or are you going to be appreciative of the opportunities that I give you? Mm-hmm. Because granted, yeah, anybody could get a job and this and that, but like I was just like, dang, I cannot seem to get a job in my field. I cannot seem to get a job in my field. And he just like, it's just, my friend Bree, she would always tell me too, she was like, I had to change my perspective and not think of it as a no. That's not what you're supposed to do. Just a not right now. You're not sharpened enough to be in the space that he want to put you in.
Wow.
Because he not going to give you nothing you ain't ready for. And I was just like, dang, like.
That's a bar.
That's crazy. I was like, no, yeah. So like any opportunity that I get now, I just like take the most of it. I just make the most of it. I may be crying on the back end and be like, I don't want to do this. But then I'll be like, oop.
Let me fix it.
Yeah, let me check myself, because there are people that don't have the opportunities you have.
Yeah.
He didn't give it to them. He gave it to you. So, like, either do something with it or not.
Exactly.
Pick and choose. Because if you don't, then you going to set yourself back way more.
Way more.
Way more.
And you know, that's so crazy, girl, because one thing I love about God is, I mean, everything. But truthfully, though, it might not make sense to us. And that's one of my things. I'm like, he already told us our ways are not his ways.
Yeah.
His ways, his thoughts, our thoughts are not his thoughts, right? So for me, I just love when he put you or he places you.
Yeah.
It's like, this not making no sense. But then when you see it later on, you're like,
you're
oh,
like,
God, that's why I needed to do it.
You knew I was finna act up over here. Okay.
Right. And then one of the things it says too in the Bible, because, you know, a lot of times we reference the Bible because that's how we're going to realize that if we walk in how it's, the Bible says don't be a hearer, but be a doer. Yeah. So it's like if we're actually implementing these things, it tells us do everything to honor God. So that little job you might be thinking, and you complain, trust me, I know, I get it, because I cried. When I remember my job, I used to park outside. I used to park outside and cry, like, to how bad I didn't want to go.
I don't want to go to work.
And it was just like, dang, is it that bad? But I know people cry for real because
it's crazy.
It's the feeling of stuck. It's the feeling of, what am I doing here? It's the feeling like this is not enough anyways.
And it's the questioning. And he's just like, who is you to question me?
Amen.
Who is you? And then I'd be like, oh, like, excuse me. Excuse me. Look, not me thinking I knew better.
Exactly. We got it. And that's big of us. That's big of us to acknowledge it.
For real.
You know? So, I mean, I just love how we got here, because one thing we're not going to do is leave God out.
No,
for
sure.
sure.
We ain't going to dismiss him.
No, for sure. But it brought us back full circle. You know what I mean? Because there is really no purpose without encountering him. I feel like that's number one. Like, remember we talked about the root. Yeah. You can't know your purpose unless you go find it from the person who created you for the purpose. Yeah,
you literally won't ever actually know.
Exactly.
You can have an idea, like you could come and go, but you're never going to be fully like fulfilled and like knowing like, yup,
that's it.
Yup. Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be obedient to what you say.
I don't care how many people telling me no. He told me, y'all don't know what he told me. Exactly. Y'all don't know what he showed me. Like, what?
That's big right there. Mm-hmm. And then when you start to step like that, people not going to like it all the time.
No, for real. People not going to like it. People not going to like you. Like, and they like, who she thinks she is? Like, how she got all this confidence? How she got all this? Yeah. And it's just like, only if you knew.
Exactly. You don't know my story, girl.
Look, you don't know my story, and you don't know who I know.
Amen.
So it's like, who is you?
For real. Nah, but that's definitely the first step.
Right.
You got to go get to figure out what that looks like, even if you have a bits and pieces. You know what I mean? Real. But yeah, so whew, that was good.
Yeah.
I hope y'all caught a lot of what was said, because we kind of went to church a little bit about
we did though, but it's all with love. It's just all off experience. Like those are our testimonies. Like I can't really speak for too much other people got going on, right. But like I just know how it impacted me and the lessons that I've learned. So like that's just the case here.
100%, 100%. And it's all meant to do this, just that. Build up the character. Like your friend said, sharpen you for the thing. Yeah. And I've always said it too. It's like, God, I don't want you to give me nothing I'm not prepared for.
Man, because you imagine you're going to be struggling more than you thought you were struggling. He going to be like, okay, you want it? Here, have it.
And then
you're going to lose it. And he going to be like laughing in your face. Because you know he funny.
He really is.
He gets to laughing.
I really be like, that is so funny.
Like, what? Ain't you supposed to be picking me up right now? I ain't picking you up. Like, girl, I told you. I tried to warn you.
It's just that thing you can't explain, because when he move and you see it, and you
it just make you want to laugh, because, like, what are you even talking about, bro?
Yes. No,
well, whatever. Real. Like, look, we'll go with it. Whatever.
We just gonna roll with it. But he definitely has his hand in your life, man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I see. Like, honestly, from the first time we met, switching gears a little bit, like, I was like, the energy. You know, we were walking around. People thought we knew each other this whole time. Mind you, we just met.
Yeah, like literally, like.
Right? That's why I was like, one thing about it, God gonna send your people too.
Yeah.
Like, who's supposed to come in your space? Because I'm telling you, I was so nervous to come by myself at that event.
Me too. I was like, I'm not gonna. I don't know nobody. I was telling my friend. I was literally on the phone with my friend. I was like, dang, like, girl, I don't even know how I came here. I don't know nobody here. I was like, it's all these white people. I was just like, but like, I was like, and I'm, believe it or not, I'm a little shy. Like, anybody that I have been friends with, like, I haven't created that friendship. Like, I haven't been like, oh, like, let's go be friends.
Yeah, you're more shy.
Yeah, I'm more like, they kind of approach me and like, I see the vibe and I'm like, okay, period.
It's a good vibe.
Period. Okay, now we can rock from there.
Yeah.
Or I've kind of just like, I played basketball, so.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I played basketball like from 7th grade all the way to college. I went to Centennial.
Okay.
Shout out to Centennial. They in the playoffs right now. Per usual. Shout out to them.
Y'all clock it, she
loved
said.
Loved it. Love. I feel like that's where I've gotten like my drive and my discipline and stuff from. So like being on the team, when I first came on the team, I was just like, shy. But I know how I was, so when other people would come on the team, I wouldn't want them to feel like that or feel left out or feel like they didn't belong here. That's really a case, like being a creative as well. Like you go into certain spaces and it's kind of very uncomfortable. And you're like, I don't really belong here.
Yeah.
I really don't fit in
like
here.
An outcast.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, that's the worst feeling. That's the worst feeling ever. And we know being like, yeah, we know.
Girl, you can never not talk about that.
No, for real. So I think it was good that, what's the girl name that introduced us? I don't even know.
Oh, dang. Shame on us. No, but she was really nice.
She's amazing. And she introduced us, and I was like, "Wow!"
We stay connected though. We have Instagram. I forgot the name.
I'm bad.
And it
was
a short name too. I forgot.
I'm bad with names, but she introduced us. I was like, "Yeah, I'm a little shy. I came here by myself." She was like, "Oh, let me introduce you to," and I was like, "Oh, period."
Yeah, girl.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mine kind of went not like that. I was just like, I got to make this uncomfortable feeling go away. So I saw a girl at the bar. She's my people. So I was like, hey, I was just like, hey,
hey. But it be that way. Like when it be. But the thing is, like, you're going to have all races watching this. But the ones that know, it's just like.
It's hard.
But it's the same thing. Like, I feel like when white people be in black spaces and they see another white, it's your comfort zone. So you just be like, hey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, brother. Like, hey, sister. Hey.
Listen, I don't think nobody will.
We need to stick together.
Nobody will knock us for that. No, because I think it's a culture thing. And
I do too.
Or just you're just gonna be like, yeah. It's just like I can feel like they understand me more.
Yeah.
or it's just an easier route.
Yeah, it's easy conversation. I don't have to be uptight.
Yeah, because you don't know what that's gonna be like. Like,
no,
wait a minute.
Yeah, for real though, because that's like a really. It's so funny because I know people gonna be laughing when they watch this because that is so real. Like that's a real thing.
It's real.
And that's why I low-key think that girl introduced us because she like, oh, maybe she'll be
here goes another black person. Here goes another black person.
Hold on, let me make him a little bit more comfortable.
No, like especially in the initial approach though.
Literally,
I just saw her. I'm like, hey, I'm Shaquilla. Like, what's your name? And it's like, I don't know. Like, and I feel like even gender too. You're automatically gonna go to a woman.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
You know, I don't know. I don't know why it's like that, but I think it's just us as beings. That's just kind of how we are.
Yeah,
and it's okay. We could get outside our comfort zone because we were talking. Remember Paul? Oh my God, he's gonna come on the podcast. But like, he was a ball of light and laugh.
I said, Paul, what did you do with that camera?
I don't know what those pictures were. Like the one I posted, I'm like, do you
people
see
always
this?
asking me to take pictures. He was like,
oh, he was too ready to take the pictures. And when we got it back, we were like, wait
Paul,
a minute.
These weren't the pictures. I know these ain't the pictures people asking you to take.
It was too fun. It was too fun of a night. But man, this is just proof that we have to get out there, right? Because God is already sending your people.
Right.
So for us, it's like, if we didn't do that, we wouldn't even have met.
Right.
So we both were like, okay, God, I'm going to be obedient. Like, go to this event. And that's what I mean when I say it takes one. Because in alignment, there's obedience.
Yeah.
And if you're being obedient and I'm being obedient, then we're both going to be obedient to do what God told us to do. And we're both going to get the results of what he told us, you know, would come. And it's the same thing. It's like, if, say for me as a real estate agent, I'm like, okay, God, I don't know, another broker's open house or whatever I'm downplaying, or because sometimes you're like, oh, why am I going here, right?
Yeah.
But then you go there and God sent another person who was also supposed to be obedient, like go to this event. Next thing you know, because one thing I do believe in is once you show up, the Spirit does what it does. Like Holy Spirit, take over, right?
No, literally.
And it might be an instant connection. Now you have this client, big top client.
And you like, what?
And he liked the spirit, the vibe. He like, oh, you talking about God? We talking about God? Next thing you know, I got me a big client, right? Yeah. It takes one move. That's how God operates. So for me, it's like, I don't question nothing no more. I'm like, you sending me? Tell me to go? All right, I'm going.
And it's so crazy because people will be like, I believe in right person, wrong time, right opportunity, wrong time. I don't believe it. I'm so sorry. But and this may be controversial. I don't care. Because if it was the right time, it'd be the right person.
Did y'all hear that? Say it again.
If it was the right time, it'd be the right person. Not saying that they can't come back later, and I guess that's the right person, wrong time. No, that wasn't the person for that time.
Exactly, because guess what? There was something that you were either supposed to learn or take away from that moment.
From that person,
why it didn't go how it was supposed to.
And so it wasn't the right time.
And
wrong person, wrong time.
When it's right, it's right. It's an alignment all across the board.
It's not no wrong time. It's the right time.
Yeah.
People is crazy. It's like right person. I just think it was the right person, the wrong time.
Then the person was never right then.
Hello.
Not that, because the thing, you know why they're thinking about it shallow.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, people change. So that person that you met might have been the same name, same visual, but it's not the same person 10 years later if you guys connected again, because that person done grew.
And you done grew.
Exactly. So it's like a different person.
Literally. A different person. So, no, honey, get it out your vocabulary. That doesn't work. Let it go. No, that's not a thing.
I don't know. People are going to come up with whatever. But at the end of the day, we're not here to be controversial. We're just speaking our truth and speaking what our opinions are. And that's perfectly fine. You know what I mean? But but it all ties in. It all ties in. And, before we go any further, I do want to get into the music side because I feel like people don't understand a little bit about the music industry, even the fashion industry. Because right now you are doing two industries that are so hard. You have to be unique. You have to be like you, and you're that, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. So it's like you know, being in that space where man, I'm like, this is a top industry where it's like I have to get out there and be uniquely me in this fashion sense, and I have to get out there and put my music from my heart with my passion in this music sense, right?
Yeah.
How is that combination? Like, do you feel like you like one more than the other? Is it like a duo? Like,
I feel it could be a duo, but I always say I believe I'm supposed to be doing music, and fashion is supposed to pay my bills.
oh, okay.
But they're both passions.
Yes.
But I feel like the prioritized passion is supposed to be music.
Yeah.
And that is something that I'm like still working on. 'Cause like, I'm not gonna lie, I know I make good music.
Girl, speaking of good music, we gotta wait. Before you even go any further, because I got it right here. I was not playing. I came prepared for the people to hear. Okay. So y'all, music is so fire. First of all, I have to play my favorite, because I told you, Breakthrough, y'all need to go stream Breakthrough. Okay, so we're gonna give them a little bit of taste of what that sounds like, but we're gonna get back to what you were just saying, but let the people hear. I think I can pull it up on here, because for some reason I have the free version of Spotify.
Yeah, you should be able to.
Okay, we don't want to hear that, so it's no, it's commercial, y'all. It's a free version, y'all. Give me a second. Why is Spotify doing this to me right now? Okay, here we go. Y'all ready for this? Y'all listen.
This is one of my favorite songs, by the way. Period. It doesn't get a lot of streams.
It needs to. We're going to pop it off, girl. We're going to have to. People need to hear.
It's so funny to see people react to my music.
To just vibe it out. Honestly, it's funny. Every time you always come around, I lose it. The air is always crystal clear, and I can't deny I want you near. The options change when it's easy to choose it. This thing is different, baby. I got clarity, what I want and what I need. Internally, I see a different side of me emotionally.
We not gonna give y'all no more. Cut it out. Y'all need to go stream right now. Yes, period. Like,
Breakthrough.
Tell me about Breakthrough, girl. What? Because me and my husband, like, I'm not gonna lie. I was telling him last night. I was like, listen to this song. It's so fire. And I'm like, do you know that tomorrow she's coming on Vegas on Muted? And I started, girl, we was in there like, okay. Like, it has this sexy vibe, but it has this like, ooh, like, I don't know how to explain it, girl. It just makes you want to be fine, like, ooh, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, yeah. But anyways, girl, yeah. So tell us a little bit about that one for sure. I mean, there's all of them that I've listened to are so good, but I don't know, this one just, you know what I mean?
Thing.
So tell me about it.
So that one is actually, it was like a situationship I had going on, but it was just like, I'm a lover girl. Like, I love my man, by the way. my man, love him. But it was a situationship, and I'm not the type of person to have those. Like, it's either you gonna mess with me or you not.
Right.
And so the dude was honest from the jump of what it was. So I was like, okay, like, let's try it. Like, whatever, let's do it. And I just couldn't do it. I started to like him, and I was like,
this is
absolutely not. And I was like, I just realized in that moment that this is something I can't even do again. Like, I don't want to do it again. I can't do it again. So that's why I says, with a vibe like this, you get an all natural breakthrough that ain't you.
Ooh.
Because I stepped into a position that is not normally me, and I was like very uncomfortable, but I was just like, you know what, like, it was kind of just like, everybody try it, like, let me just try it, and it wasn't a thing for me.
Yeah.
So I was just like,
yeah. Well, what's
reel it
life
back.
though?
Yeah,
if you don't try certain things and know
Yeah,
what's
no.
for you and what's a no.
Yeah, so I was just like, let's reel it back in. You knew yourself, actually, you really did. And let's just keep it there, cute.
Exactly. I love it. Girl, at the end of the day, the life itself, what I was gonna wrap it up with before, we got into, because we definitely went down the tunnel of, I love
did.
that though.
I didn't even know it was like this time.
Girl, that's cool. That's cool, girl. But I wanted to get into, or not get into, but go back to the music. And you said it being your passion, like the thing that's gonna be, because why I feel like that's so profound. I feel like our voice, whether it be a podcast, whether it be you are gonna make music from your heart with situations that you go through. Yeah. I just feel like I'm not gonna tell anyone what their passions are, because even if you're designing, even if you're gonna sew, even if you can put your creative, thing to that and express yourself through that as well. Yeah. But there's something about the language, the voice, the words that you can put together to create a story, to tell your story. Yeah. And I just love that, you're focused on that in the way where it's like, all right, this is my thing for real. And it's so good. Yeah. I just see it being, I just hope you don't forget me.
I'm not going to forget
you. I need invitations to the Grammys.
I'm not going to forget you.
I need all that.
Funny. I'm not going to forget you. I think, so music, at first when I was making music, I was like, okay, like, let's do this. And, music is very bold, but music has frequencies, words have meaning, and I've learned in this past couple of years, you can't just be saying and doing everything because you are your brand and you are what you stand for. Yeah. So I wrote a song one time. It's called Late Night Festivities.
I did listen to that, by the way.
And I played it for my mom one time. She's like, Megan, what are you talking about? Like, that's what you want me? And I was like, girl, I do not want to hear that. Until I started listening to it and I was like, dang, like, that's not who I am as a person, to just be airing out my business, talking about late night festivities, even if it's coded, like we was just talking about earlier, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Yeah. So I was very mindful of that, and I've always had like a powerful voice. People have always told me that, like, even though it's very, very soft, it really does command a room. I remember one time we was in LA, I had stopped and did some karaoke like on Santa Monica, and my boyfriend was like, I was so shocked, like everybody just stopped. Everybody just stopped. He's like, he wasn't even singing like loud for real, but everybody was stopping and was like, listen to your voice. And I was like, that's interesting. Went to this party and I was talking to this guy and he was basically just like, what do you do? And I was like, I do music. He was like, get up and sing. And I was like, what?
Just like that's be like, what?
Yeah, I was like, huh? Like, I don't even know what to sing. And I was like, okay, let me just sing one of my songs that I wrote. Sang it. And it's so crazy. We was talking about God. God be speaking through people. Yes. And he was just like, don't stop. You have to keep singing. Wow. And be mindful of what comes out your mouth, because people are listening to you. Not because they like you just have the voice to people to listen. Yeah. People stop and listen. Even when I like just talk.
It's influence, like an influential voice.
Have conversation with people. Be like I like talking to you. And I'll be like, I'll just be chatting.
But that's the thing. Gift. Because God gonna speak through you too. Like, sometimes you don't even realize the power that's coming out until people say it.
Yeah, and so like I've just kind of been more intentional with my music. I'm working on an album right now. Ooh, it's good. It's album. Called, I think I'm gonna call it this. This might not be the actual title, but it's called Catch Me Before I Fall. Ooh. And I think it's just about you catching yourself, or somebody being your support and catching you in the like hardest moments of your life. But the album's kind of like jazz, contemporary funk type of.
Oh my God.
It's kind of playful. It's really playful, but it talks about some like serious things.
Girl,
Yeah.
that is fire. Why? Because I literally was listening to your music on my way here, and I said, I don't know. She got it didn't just give me R&B.
Yeah.
It didn't just give me no. So I'm like, this gave me a little thing, and I forgot which one it was. It wasn't late night. I listened to the late night, by the way.
Yeah.
And isn't that so interesting that the growth that you
Yeah.
could be mindful enough
Yeah.
to say that's not my thing anymore.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I think it wasn't Breakthrough. Which one was I listening to? I forgot.
It
was
Life So Sweet.
Yes, it has a little thing. I was like, but it would just give me a little. It definitely gave me a little. I want to say soul or jazz or something, and I'm like, I love that.
Yeah, we're leaning to that. We got a little house in there too for this album, so
that's gonna be fire. Well, y'all, Megan J, y'all need to go stream, listen to everything. I'm not even capping. I'm not capping. I'm not a capper. Everything is fire. Listen to it, stream it. Being in Vegas, and we talked about it in the beginning of the episode, what it's all about. We know that there's some missing links, right? We know that there's not a lot of push for creatives. Do you think that that's an area, not that you're going to focus on, but obviously we need to bridge the gap? Like what's going on?
Definitely, it's a thing of mine to like work with a lot of creatives here, find the same like-minded people that have direction and a similar vision of mine, even if it's not like the same.
Right.
The end goals are the same. So I'm definitely on the hunt, on the search, love to collaborate. One thing we gonna get money.
I think I have somebody for you too.
Okay.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna connect you guys. I'm gonna connect you guys. I'm excited for this one. But yeah.
But I'm definitely looking for people to sharpen, like iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
So just we sharpening our skills. The money is gonna come. Like,
and you already know we talked about us out here. There's not a lot of us. So definitely creating a community of sticking together in the creative space, in the entrepreneur space, just out there going after that dream is definitely something, we should do. And just a few more tidbits before we wrap it up. I wanted to get into the advice for creatives, like you being out here in Vegas, especially with the changes, because we talk about it being LA 2.0 possibly.
Right.
So with that in notion, the changes happening, what do you have for, what advice do you have for creatives in Vegas right now? Or not even just creatives, just somebody going after their dreams, entrepreneurs, industry leaders, whatever it may be, to kind of find their way out here?
Never think you bigger than the program.
Wow.
Never think you're bigger than the program if you are the program.
I love that.
Never think you're bigger than the program. And you are where you're supposed to be. You are where you're supposed to be. And if you don't like where you're supposed to be, then take that and become a problem solver and figure out how to get out of there. Wow. But never say, I'm not supposed to be here, because you are. It's something you ain't learning, or it's something that's not resonating in your head.
I love that.
Yeah, you got to do a little bit more soul searching.
Self-reflect. Yes, soul searching. That's it. A lot of people don't self-reflect, soul search enough to know what didn't work and why it didn't work and what I need to fix to get there. That is a beautiful advice. Never think you're bigger than the program.
Yeah.
Never.
And if you are the program, don't think you bigger than what you actually are.
Humble. So
know your worth. That don't mean don't be confident.
Right. Because that's
but
one
just
thing.
know what you have to offer.
Yeah.
If you don't have the things to offer and you want more in return, you think you bigger than the program.
Yeah. Wow, this was a beautiful episode. Period. I just love how we segued. I love your story. I love that the passion is there. You're obviously not giving up on it. Whatever happens, God is in control. We know that, and I think it's gonna be a beautiful journey. And I'm excited. I'm excited to be a part of the journey. Yay. I'm excited to see Megan J on stage. I'm gonna be at the BT Awards. I'm gonna be everywhere. Just know,
she guys, gonna sell my house, y'all.
Hello, y'all heard that?
She gonna sell my house.
Exactly. So listen, I am just so grateful that you was able to make it out here, because I know you were driving from all the way on the side of town.
No, it's okay.
And I'm grateful that you made it. This was beautiful. I know you're gonna be back again, and it's gonna be even
better.
Ooh. We're gonna be having some. What do you want to call it? We'll let them sweat a little bit. I ain't even gonna say it yet, but we're definitely gonna come back again. We're definitely gonna have another episode in the future. But for now, do you have any final say, words, advice, quotes, whatever you want to drop for the people so they can hear you?
Just stay locked in. This is know the season that you're in. That's all. Stay locked in and know the season that you're in. And the storm shall pass. They don't last long.
Never does.
Yeah.
Never does. I love that. Stay locked in. Know the season that you're in. The storm does not last long, guys. Yeah. You heard it from Megan J. Do you feel like you were just unmuted?
Yes. I feel like it was good. Like, it was good. It was really just good dialogue. Like,
good conversation. Nothing too icky, sticky, and like you're not in an interrogation room. Like,
no, yeah, literally.
All right, guys. So that's it for now on Vegas Unmuted. Stay tuned for next week's episode 3. I do have a special guest coming to you guys. So for now, we're out.